alone. My name is Dr. Evelyn Wemali. I teach at Kenyatta University in the Department of Environmental Sciences and Education. Currently, I'm the country coordinator for LEAD-ESD in Kenya. So first, I really want to appreciate that you have found time to come for this orientation. It's mainly, the forum today is mainly for those of us who are joining us. Several of us are already ongoing in the program, and by God's grace, we have reached out to you, and we requested that if you are willing, you can come, and then we have an orientation session together, so that we can move on. With the program. So the layout of the session today, we intend to not to go on we intend to not go beyond 3. So it's a 1-hour kind of orientation session. I will begin by briefly talking about the program, and then I will usher in Dr. Mutuma to talk about the modules. And then after Dr. Mutuma, Mr. Asa and Ken will come and talk about the LMS. And then we shall hear questions from you, and then that will be it. So somebody could be wondering, what is this LEAD-ESD? And I want to begin by saying that LEAD-ESD in full is Leadership for Education for Sustainable Development. And it is a program that is hosted in Kenyatta University in partnership with UNESCO and UNICEF. So, and Kenyatta University has got various schools. So it's mainly, it's hosted in the School of Education and Lifelong Learning, jointly with the School of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences. You can now see why I'm here from Environmental Sciences and why Dr. Mutuma is here from the School of Education and Lifelong Learning, and Asa from the same school. So we have a steering committee, but today in our forum today, we are just the 4 of us, maybe 5 or so, who will be able to take us through the orientation program. So where did it start? It begins from the realization that ESD is a UNESCO's response to the urgent challenges facing the planet. And there are various challenges that are facing the planet. If we can recall Sustainable Development Goals all the way from SDG 1 to SDG 17. So the UN is trying to see how to solve the problems by addressing it through Sustainable Development Goals. And so our program is aligned also with UNICEF Sustainability and Climate Change Action Plan of 2023 to 2030, which seeks to protect the lives, health, and well-being of children and the resilience of their communities by adapting essential social services to a changing climate, more frequent disasters, and a degrading environment. So you can see now how UNESCO is coming in, and how UNICEF is coming in, and how Kenyatta University is hosting the program. I want to mention here that it is not just for Kenya alone. It is supposed to be for 13 East African countries, but is being done in phases. So the first phase is involving Kenya, Uganda, Seychelles, and Rwanda. And then after this first phase, another phase will follow for the other countries. But we are the ones that are beginning the phase 1, Kenya, Uganda, Seychelles, and Rwanda. So in June, we had a regional workshop to roll out the program in the region. It was hosted in Kenyatta University here, where we had our counterparts from Rwanda, Uganda, and Seychelles coming here in Kenya. And then now before I come to now in the country, what are the objectives of LEAD-ESD project? One is to strengthen the implementation of SDG, particularly SDG 4, particularly so 4.7 in teacher education institutions and TVET institutions. So you'll find that the participants of this program are mainly from teacher training institutions, TVET institutions, and policymakers from the Ministry of Education. So another objective is to create a regional learning platform to deliver action learning courses on LEAD-ESD. And then the third objective is to organize regional forums for sharing good practices from change projects that are undertaken. Another objective is to reinforce ESD professional reforms in Eastern Africa, and then promote the design of national and institutional policies, strategies, programs, and practices in the field of ESD, greening education, and related themes through policymakers, heads of institutions, teacher educators, and TVET educators towards achieving SDG 4, target 4.7, which is talking about SDG 4 is on quality education, and now target 4.7 is talking about how that is going to be realized. So colleagues, in August, on August 5th and 6th, we rolled out this program in Kenya. It was a virtual workshop for 2 days, where the participating institutions now are brought on board, and then we went through what it's all about, how will it be carried out, and so on and so forth. So now, at the moment, we have 10 participating institutions in this particular program in Kenya. So we have Kenyatta University, we have Kilimambogo Teachers College, we have Kasarani Vocational Training College, we have Togoto Teachers College, we have Machakos Teachers College, we have Eregi Teachers College, we have Migori Teachers College, we have Kenya School of TVET, the former KTTC. Then we have people from the Ministry of Education at the headquarters also participating. Have I left out any? There are supposed to be 10 so far that are participating. And now we are glad to bring on board the newest people on the block now are those of us here, most of us who are here from Murang'a Teachers College. We are also expecting a Nyeri Technical College. Maybe they have not yet joined, but they will be joining us in due course. So those are some of those are the participating institutions at the moment, and now we are having Murang'a Teachers College coming on board. Hopefully, that after this orientation, now they'll be able to join us fully in the program. So that is that. So recently, on 26th of September, we had a national policy dialogue workshop, which we held in Kenya School of TVET. The purpose was to give a report on policy scoping, report about ESD in our various institutions, and then also give a baseline survey report based on the participants on the LMS platform. So the purpose of us having this is for us to come on board and be able to board. You can come on board and then you're not able to board. So come on board and be able to board. And therefore, that's where we thought we can take you through. Dr. Mutuma will take us through the action learning modules. And then Mr. Asa will take us through the LMS. How do you enroll on the LMS? All of us who are here, we have already given you Asa and Ken have already given you the credentials of how to log into the LMS. And now today, in the next few minutes, you'll want to hear from him how exactly to go about it. So the program is two-pronged. We have a digital session, on the LMS. So it's purely online, an online session on the LMS, Learning Management System, and then a change project, which is supposed to be done in the institution by the participants of that particular institution. So the two, they run concurrently. A change project, a thing something on the ground that we can come around and you tell us this is what we are doing as far as the change project is concerned. And then now also online, there are modules that you are taken through online, and it's a self-paced kind of learning whereby you complete one, then you move to the next, like that, as we interact with all of us who are participating in this country and those of us who are participating from Uganda, from the 4 countries I've talked about. So we'll all meet on the LMS to share ideas, share knowledge, share practices, and so we call ourselves community of practice. All of us on the LMS, we are community of practice, sharing knowledge to know who is doing what where and how does it help. Ideally, our program is supposed to be, to plug in into the curriculum and whole institution approach. Taking whole institution approach, and then the curriculum should involve the students, should involve the community. So it's a whole institution approach talking about education for sustainable development based on SDG number 4, particularly so indicator 4.7. So with those very many remarks, allow me to bring in Dr. Mtuma to take us now to the modules. Dr. Mtuma, please.
Thank you so much, our country coordinator, Dr. Evelyn Wemali. I hope I'm audible enough. Am I audible?
Yes, I can hear you, Dr.
Thank you. So I hope you can be able to see my screen. I want to quickly take you through the modules that you'll be going through. I hope my screen again is visible. Asa, you can confirm, or Evelyn, you can confirm.
Yeah, it is visible.
Thank you. So this is one of the photos.
Dr. Before you proceed,
yes.
Please accept the PI's apologies. He's in a funeral somewhere in Western Kenya. We would have really loved to be on this forum, but it's not been able. Dr. Mgira Njia, who is our lead, our project lead.
Yes, sure. Actually, this photo here, that is our project lead, the one who is speaking there. And this photo was taken during our regional inception workshop, which was held at Kenyatta University. And that is our lead, Dr. Mgira Njia here. So I'll quickly take you through the overview of the modules. Of course, like Dr. Wemali said, you'll interact with these modules in more detail on the LMS. So I just want to maybe briefly show you what each of the modules will entail or how it is called. So, of course, the objective of the LEAD-ESD, and Dr. Wemali has already talked about it. The main aim is to strengthen the implementation of the SDG 4 and particularly target 4.7, like she has already said. I hope my slides are moving. Am I on the next? Have I moved to the next one? Asa, you can quickly confirm.
Yes, you have moved.
Thank you.
Have you moved? You are still on target. The LEAD-ESD program aims at strengthening.
It has moved from my end.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. So that is where I am. Then, of course, this capacity building initiative, like Wemali has said, for the TVET indicators and TTC indicators, and of course also the policymakers, is free of charge. So you can see here, these are the learning areas, or what we are calling the learning action areas. You can see there are 5 of them. But of course, there is the learning action 0, which is the change project, where as the participants in our institution, we are expected to have one change project, which is cutting across, and is able to respond to the SDGs. So there's learning action 1, and learning action 1 is ESD policy, context, and competencies. Then there's learning action 2, which will be on sustainable development goals and critical issues. Then learning action 3, transformative learning and learning environments. Then learning action 4 is on design and try out assessment of significant learning in ESD. And of course, the 5th module or learning action area is monitoring and evaluation and scaling for impact. So those are the 5 modules that you go through on the LMS, and like Dr. Mali said, after you complete one module, you move to the next one. You complete one, you move to the next one. So you can see here the learning action 0, which is the change project, and I'm again here, we're asking ourselves, what is a change project? And a change project is an institutional change initiative, which of course needs to be developed collectively with the others. So as 5 or 10 participants from each of the institutions, you'll think about a change project in ESD that you want to come up with. And this change project can be greening of curriculum, it can be teaching practice, it can be something for the whole institution, let's say something like a recycling project, waste management project, or it can even be at the department level, or it can even be at the community level, where you are even, as Muranga TTC, for example, you are working with the neighboring community to bring about some change at the community level. So it can involve colleagues in your institution, it can involve communities, or even students, or even other institutional partners, for example, business or cultural organizations. So that is essentially what this Learning Action 0, which is the change project, because this is the beginning point. You must think through it first, even before, as 5 participants, even before, start going and through the modules. So you can see here again, I'm saying that a quality ESD change project must be oriented towards transformation of education and society. And through, of course, responding to the SDG 4 on quality education, and specifically, of course, targeting SDG target 4.7 on ESD. So a quality change project should have some number of qualities. One, here, you can see I've pointed them out here. One, I'm saying that it should respond to and potentially contribute towards relevant national and institutional policies and strategies oriented towards sustainable development. Number 2, it should be aligned to national and institutional curricula and frameworks and contribute to curriculum transformation. 3, it should be able to enhance interdepartmental engagement, cooperation, and communication. And 4 there, I'm saying that it should have a whole institutional approach, or a whole department or system approach. So touching on the whole institution, like, for example, I mentioned something like waste management, or recycling at the institutional level. And I'm saying here, a quality change project should help to build the Africa that we want. Additionally, I hope my slides are still moving. A quality change project should focus on a variety of learning domains: cognitive, where they're able even to recall, ethical, and even socio-emotional and behavioral change. Because at the end of the day, we want to have that impact, of behavioral change in the long run. Citizens, for example, who know that I should not be able to throw that peel of banana, through the window of a moving car on the road, because I know someone would be able to go and collect that. So that at the end of the day, at the end of it all, are we able to bring about behavioral change even through this change project? Another point is that this change project should be able to foster lifelong learning and facilitate people's participation in sustainable development actions. So this, after the thinking through the change project, which is Learning Action 0, now you'll be able to come, to the first module here, which we are calling the Learning Action 1. And the Learning Action 1, the title of this module or learning action area is ESD policy, context, and competencies review. ESD policy, context, and competencies review. And therefore, what are some of the content in this module? You can see here, in each and every module, when you go to the LMS, when you log in, there will be a case story to introduce ESD. And you realize that the case story will be borrowing from the South African region, okay? Because this initiative or this project was first implemented in South African region, South Africa, Zambia, and some other countries there. And now it is being replicated in the East African region. So most of these stories, therefore, that they came up with, or case studies, are the ones you should be seeing, especially from Zambia in this module. And therefore, each of these case story will be trying to introduce you to the content of that module, in the context of that module. And therefore, you can see in module 1 here, which is on policy and all that. For instance, number 1, you will be expected to develop a common understanding of sustainable development and education for sustainable development. Not assuming that all of us know what is even sustainable development or what is education for sustainable development. And this is why, therefore, this first module here will have content or references to reading to enable you as a participant to understand these concepts better. In this module also, you'll be expected to look at even your institution vision and mission statement of your institution and try to check whether, for example, they relate to the SDG number 4. You'll also be expected to review other relevant documents guiding the work of educators in your teacher education or your TVET institution. And at the end of this module, again, there will be some assignment that, again, you'll be expected to do and submit, through the LMS. So there are some also some learning outcomes that you'll be expected to achieve here, or to attain at the end of going through this learning module. And for example, one of them there is that you can see you'll be expected to undertake a review of the context, policies, and competencies in your teacher education or TVET institution to see how these reflect to sustainable development and education for sustainable development. And again, also you'll be expected to consolidate the focus of your choose and change project based on this review, where you'll be asking yourself, for example, is my change project answering to some of the policies within my institution? So then we'll have learning action 2 or module 2. So after completing module 1, you'll jump to the next one here. And learning action 2, it is called Sustainable Development Goals and Critical Issues. And here again, you'll be expected now to delve deeper into sustainable development goals, all of them, the 17 of them, and even try to address other critical issues that come thereby. For example, in this module, you can see some content here. Again, you can see the first area is the case story, again, relating to that. And here again, you'll be able to go through environment and sustainability knowledge. Again, for example, how do these relate to the society and the economy and the environment? That kind of, interaction between those 3 spheres. We have the society, the economy, and the environment, very critical areas. Then again, of course, you'll be able to go through the sustainable development goals and the sustainability challenges in Africa. We all know that in Africa and many other parts of the world, we are going through quite a number of sustainability issues. And therefore, again, there will be content that will be dealing or taking you through some of these, challenges that we are going through as a continent. You can see again here, responses to sustainability issues and concerns. For example, how can we be able to respond to some of these challenges? And again, at the end of that module, there will be an assignment in the context of exploring local matters of concern, either at your community level or even at your institution level. And of course, in this module, what is expected? So participants are expected to identify relevant content related to sustainable development issues and concerns in their context, and as these relate to the 17 sustainable development goals. So you pick an issue, for example, in your context that can be able to address one of or 2 of the 17 development goals. So again, there's some content here or some, in terms of the learning outcomes that you're expected to, to attain after going through this. I'll not go through all these again, because like I said, these modules are self-learning. So you are taken step by step by step. Even these ones here are already there. So even before you delve into the module, you'll be able to see what it is expected you. I can maybe point out the number one there. You will be expected to discuss the nature of ESD knowledge in relation to the SDGs, identify and critically engage with relevant content related to some of the SDGs that are most relevant to your institution context, okay, depending on maybe what are some of the critical issues that needs to be addressed to in the context of your institution or your community. Then we have Learning Action 3 or Module 3, and this one is on transformative learning and learning environments, TL, transformative learning and learning environments. And here again, you'll find that the content is trying to give you the best practices or some of the best pedagogies, you can come up with in order to integrate ESD, in the curriculum or in the teaching learning and even, in your school or in your institution. So basically, again here, the references, the content will be able to address some of the transformative learning or pedagogies that as a teacher or as a tutor or as a teacher educator or as a policymaker in the area of education that can be able to help you, even transform our learners. How do we integrate, for instance, this ESD content in our curriculum? And again here in this module on TL, that is transformative learning, it will have content like aspects to consider in ESD teaching and learning processes. What are some of the aspects do we need, for example, to integrate? What are some of the transformative pedagogies for ESD teaching? Transformative social learning and transformative learning environments, like which of course, are happening next to our institution. Then again, at the end of it, you'll have an assignment again in the context of that content, which again, you'll be able to submit in the LMS. Okay, so I do not need to go through the learning outcomes because again, you'll be able to see them in the module. Then Learning Action 4 or Module 4 is on design and try out assessment of significant learning in ESD. And just like the one says there, assessment, you can see here now, it will be focusing on assessment. Yes, we have taught, we have trained. How do we then, assess this ESD content or SD content in our curriculum? Yeah, right. So how do we incorporate some questions, on ESD or ESD to know that maybe our learners are able to, have been able to gain some knowledge through the transformative learning that we have taken them through. And again, here you can see the content of this module, exploring experience of assessment in the context of ESD assessment innovations, additional guidance for designing assessment. So the content here again will be able to direct you even to design, the best assessment tools that you can be able to use to assess ESD. All right, and it will even give you examples of alternative assessments. And at the end of it, again, you'll have an assignment. And of course, again, there will be forums, there will be a lot of active links which lead you to the documents which are very relevant, in terms of the content in this area. So again, there are some learning outcomes that you're expected to have gained there. For example, designing at least 2 assessments that assess aspects of significant learning for ESD that also reflect principles of ESD. So you can see the context of this, of this module. Then the last module is Learning Action 5 or Module 5, and this one is on monitoring, evaluation, and scaling for impact. How do you monitor the whole process? How do you evaluate the whole process? And how can you even be able to, scale whatever you have come up with, like the change project? How can you scale it up? If, for example, you came with a change project at the institutional level, let's say it's a curriculum greening within the content of your curriculum, how can you scale it up so that, all the TVETs, for example, in the country are able to adopt what the innovative that you came up with in the curriculum? So here, again, the content will direct you on how, or would be able to guide you on how you can be able to monitor, evaluate, and how you can even be able to scale up, the initiatives that you come up with. So the content here, again, you can see it will be in terms of monitoring your change project in a community of practice. Community of practice is already what, Dr. Wemali mentioned. Like now the participants in your institution, you're already a community of practice. And when we go larger at the country level, at Kenya level, we are another community of practice. And when we go to the 4 countries now, which are in the first phase, we also another, community of practice. How do we evaluate the change project for value creation? How do we scale up the change project? And of course, therefore, again, the content here will be guiding you in terms of these content areas. And of course, you can see at the beginning of each and every module, there's a case story, which again, what they did there in terms of even monitoring and evaluating their change project in the South African region. So again, there will be some learning outcomes that you expected to attain at the end of that module. And that is the end. That's just a snap, short or overview of what will be in each of these modules. But when you go to the real content on the LMS, very nicely crafted content, which is able to guide you step by step by step by step until to the end of the module. Thank you, Dr. Wemali. That is what I have for now.
Thank you, Dr. for walking us through the action learning areas. I don't know if there are any questions. We can take them as Asa and Ken plan to bring us now to the LMS. If there are any questions, you can bring them forth. We take them, but then we shall answer them after Mr. Asa has presented his part. Any concerns, any questions? So that we can take them and then be able to respond to them as after Mr. Asa has presented. Maybe you're still crafting the questions. We can have Asa coming on. Asa, please, it's your time.
Thank you, Dr.
Okay, Boniface has Boniface has his hand up. Boniface?
Okay, first of all is to appreciate that good presentation. And maybe my concern is, or my question is, what is the expected completion time of the 5 modules? Is it 3 months? When are we supposed to have completed the whole module of 5 areas?
Thank you. That's a very good question. A very good question. We'll respond to it after Mr. Asa has presented. Do you have any other question? Thank you, Boniface, Terry, for that good question.
Okay.
You can also put your questions on the chat. Yeah. Asa, please go on.
Thank you, Dr. Wemali. And thank you, Dr. Mutuma, for that good presentation. At least it has highlighted the sections that the participants will be accessing on the LMS. And our presentation will be a live presentation. So I'll be presenting directly on the LMS and the website. So let me just start by sharing my screen. Okay, I hope you can see my screen from your end.
Yes, Asa, it is clear.
Thank you. Now, my presentation starts on the website because it's the most important point where you're supposed to access all the LEAD-ESD content. So we are starting with the website because that's where they upload news. That's where they link you to the elements. That's where they upload any resources that are important to this project. So for you to be able to access the modules that have been presented, you're supposed to make your first entry to be the LEAD-ESD website. And the LEAD, for you to access the LEAD-ESD website, you just need to go to address bar, which I'll present here. If you open your address bar, then I need to share my whole screen so that you can see what I'm doing here. So this section here is what we are calling the address bar. I don't know whether it is visible from your end. Are you seeing my address bar from your end?
Yes.
This section here. This is where we are calling the address bar, and this is where you're supposed to type the address of the site you want to access, and our site is leadesd.org. So for you to access all the material, all the content that is being talked about, all information that concerns LEAD-ESD, first of all, you have to access this website, because there's a lot of information on this website. So if you come to leadesd.org, it lands you to this first page here that you are now seeing on your screen. Are you seeing that? Confirm so that I'm not alone in this presentation. Good, thank you. Now,
yes,
you come to
see.
LEAD-ESD. Thank you very much. You come to our LEAD-ESD website, you'll see that there are a number of links, menus that have been put there. We have our home menu, we have about us, which explains about LEAD-ESD. Our mandate, the mandate of this project is explained there in that link. The resources that you can access on the website are put here. All other medias, the news and events, the reports, the photo gallery, the orientation link, and downloads, you will get them here. And one thing I want also to emphasize on the media section is that under the orientation link, it also gives a video that will lead you step by step on how to access the LMS and how to access the website itself. So it will give you a step-by-step tutorial or other video presentation that will help you in accessing our website and the LMS. If you want to go through maybe our photo galleries, what has been happening, any news that is going on in the project, you'll find all that in the photo gallery. The pictures are there. You'll be able to access them. Now, the major part here is this LMS, which from what Dr. Mtuma has presented, all those modules that have been explained are in the LMS. So for you to access the LMS, one thing you need to have is to have the access details, that is the username and the password. And I had Dr. Wemali explained that your details were already created. So we received your details, we created them, and we sent them back to you to be able to log in. So if you click on LMS, what happens is that the system takes you directly to the LMS platform. Allow me to share all my screen because it's not showing. I'm sure I had shared just a tab, and it will give me problems here. Allow me to share the whole screen. Let me stop the sharing and share the whole screen, my whole screen, so that we can see everything. Entire window. Okay, now I believe you can see everything on my screen. So we are saying on this website, when you click on LMS, The moment you click on LMS, it takes you directly to our LMS where you are asked to log in, and you can only log into the platform if you have the login details, which I said those details were available to us and we created the accounts. So for those who log in, we normally pick the last name dot first name to be able to use that as your username. And then the password, I might have given you 2025 for password at 2025. So it depends with the default password that you have been given. But lately, we have been providing 2025 as the default password. So you'll put your username here. You'll put your username there. Your last name dot first name. Then you put your password, the default password that you have been given. And the moment you log in, I hope. Yes, the moment you log in, the first page you land is this page that you are being requested to change your password immediately before you proceed. So that default password you are normally given is supposed just to be used once, and you cannot move a step further before you change the password. So you'll have to provide that password, default password here as the current password. And in this new password section, you are supposed to type the password that you'll be using in the process. So the password that you put after this should be a password that you can easily remember, because I've realized some of us change the password and forget the password the moment they change it. So when they log in the second time, they have forgotten their password, or they start using the default password again. So be very keen that as you change the password at this point, you put something that you can easily remember. So your current password will be put here. So if you are given 2025 as the current password, you will put it there. Put your new password. Whatever you put here should just be known to you, because this is your account. And when you change that password, it's you who will be using that account. So put something that you can remember. Confirm that in this section here, and then save changes. What is it saying? Current password 2025. New password. The moment you save changes, hello. Sorry. So the moment you change password and it is successful, it will confirm to you that the password is already changed. So you just need to click on continue to move to the next step, and it will lead you directly to that course. And this course, for you to access it, for you to access the course, you will have to click there. You click on this course. You're enrolled. Yes. You cannot enroll. Oh, sorry. I need to do some things as an admin. Sorry. I had not done this. I'm very sorry. Allow me to enroll this gentleman in this course. I'm very sorry. I'm using an account that I've not enrolled myself into that unit. I'm sorry. We'll get back there. So don't worry. I need to enroll myself in this course, because you cannot access the course before you are enrolled in the same course. So allow me to enroll myself in this course so that I'm able to access those modules. So I had changed my password. So I'll log in with the new password so that I get to the course. So the moment I log in, if you are enrolled into the course, you'll find that there's a menu in the LMS where we have home. Home is the main landing point of your account, and that's where you'll see the courses you are enrolled in. And if we had a number of courses, you'll still find them under my courses, but we have only one course, so which is this one. So if you click on my courses, it will still give you the course, that one particular course, because it is the only course in that LEAD-ESD profile. So you click on that course. You can do that while at home, in the home menu, or at my courses. It is the same. So you'll click on that course and it will open the course. Now, being your first time, that's why you are seeing some pop-ups here, found your way around. So it browse through activities and track your progress. It's just trying to let you know that there's more activities, more content in these links and drop downs that have been given here. So if you're okay with that, you just need to click on, you got it. And then here are the modules that have been presented to you by Dr. Mutuma. And it starts here on general. You click on that. You see there's a baseline survey, this first page. This one, the general section is presented here. This is the general section, is presented here on this first phase. Below here, there's what we call a baseline survey. And this tool must be done to give you access to the next module, which is change project orientation. If you look at all these modules, there's a padlock here, and this padlock is closed because you cannot access these other modules before you meet a certain criteria, which is doing the activities that come before those modules. So for you to access the change project orientation, one thing you need to do is to undertake this survey, this baseline survey. So as a beginner, what you need to do, you'll just click on that baseline survey. The moment you click on it, it gives you the details you need to read through. And then here, it gives you a chance to do that survey. So you'll click on answer the questions, and the questions will open. So fill that survey. If you're a male, female, fill that. If you are in Kenya, Uganda, fill that. Select your institution. So make sure that you fill all the questions, because this sign you're seeing here shows that it's a must that you that field must be entered before you move to the next page. So every question must be answered before you move to next. So once you're done with that page, move to the next page. You'll find more questions. Respond to those questions. I'm just rushing through this because these things have already been explained. So I'm just giving you steps on how to access them. So read through this, respond to this survey appropriately, all the questions without leaving any out, because the system will not allow you to move to the next page before you fill all the questions in that page. So I will randomly select some of these so that we can move. You type here, they're asking to what extent is integration of sustainability issues in the curriculum a challenge. You'll put your feedback there. You'll respond to these other questions as required as you move on. It's a long survey, so allow me just to pick so that we don't take time reading the questions. But for your case, make sure that you read the questions, understand what you are feeling in these spaces, so that whatever you are giving gives makes sense to the project. So you select the answers, those that are to be selected, type those that are supposed to be typed, and please make sure you don't type the things I'm typing here. Type exactly what the questions want you to type. Then move to the next page. I'm doing this so that you can see what will happen once you've done the survey. The reason is because once you have done the survey, it will open the next module, which is the change project orientation. And once you have done the activities in the change project orientation, it will also open the next module, which is learning action 1. So you do your survey, your baseline survey, respond to your baseline survey. That's what I'm doing here till you get to the last page. You click next. This must be the last page, so you respond to this. This is our last page. Now, this is our last page, and you can see on our last page, it is indicating the end. They are also thanking you there for your time. So what you need to do is just to click on this button, submit your answers. So the moment you click on submit your answers, you can see on this other end, it has expanded this. That means that it has opened the change project orientation. And it has also indicated here that your answers have been saved. Thank you. You viewed this, which is done. You've also submitted your feedback, which is also done. So from here, your next module is open. So you come here, click on the next link. And from the next link, you will find the change project module. This change project module is designed in form of slides, and you can count that we have 23 slides here. So we have one first slide, second slide to the 23rd slide. Within those slides, there's content. Before you move, even on this slide, we have some content here, which we are being told that there's module content here. So you click on this blue button, it gives you some information on that. So make sure that if a slide is open, anything that is there, anything you see, any bullet you see, click on it and get to understand what does it provide. So like this bullet provides a summary of what is supposed to be covered in this module. So read through that. Once you've done that, go back to your slides. You can navigate through the slides by just clicking on the slide directly, or you can use these buttons here, the next and previous buttons. If you want to go to the previous one, use the previous, next, use this one. So our first page is here. We have read what is here. You click on the next slide, read, that is a topic, a subtopic under that. You click next, this is content under this, and you are being informed to watch videos in the next slides. So when you click here, you'll see their videos. So watch the videos, listen to the videos, and get to understand what is in that area. Move to the next slide. Read everything that is provided on those slides, because there are sections where activities are provided. And if you don't do the activities, the system will not allow you to move to the next learning action. So make sure that every activity is done. And that will only happen if you make sure that you are going through all the slides to find out what kind of information is provided. So if there's no activity on this, you just read and move to the next one. Read, move to the next one. And you can see on this slide, we have a PowerPoint presentation, we have a forum, which forms part of activities that you're supposed to be doing. Like a forum is an activity that you're supposed to do. PowerPoint is something that you're supposed to download. So if you click here, it will download a PowerPoint presentation. So if I click there, you'll see a download, a PowerPoint presentation download, and you can see at this point here it is downloading. So in this system, we have files that you can download. We have files that you can access directly on the platform. So all those links that are provided, make sure that you make use of them. If there are links leading you to different websites, make sure you locate them. Now, if you come here, below here, this is downloading. It's a PowerPoint presentation downloading. So if you come here, you'll see that there's a forum here, and this forum is the same one linked here. This PowerPoint here is the same one linked here. So a PowerPoint has downloaded. Let me just open and see what is in it, so that we don't just say that PowerPoints have been uploaded and maybe they have no content. So I'm just clicking so that you see if you are downloading a PowerPoint, how do you access it? It's taking too long, eh? It's taking too long, but that is our PowerPoint. So this is something that has been downloaded to your desktop or to your laptop, so you can view it anytime because it's a file that is downloadable. So I'll close that so that I go back here. Now here, there is an activity in form of a forum. You click on that activity. It takes you directly to the question that you're supposed to respond to. And the question is here. The question says that please introduce yourself, reflect on the reason why you decided to participate in this course, and share the initial ideas you have for an institution change project that can blah, blah, blah. So you read the question and finish the question. Then there's a reply button here below that question. For you to respond to this question, you will be required to click on this reply on the same question here, below here. You click on that reply. It gives you a text box area here, down here, where you type your response as per what is required in that question. Once you're done, you click on post to forum, and it will be posted the same way these other posts have been done. So your post will appear in the same way these other posts have appeared, and this is a discussion. It's a forum, so everyone posts there. So you can see other posts made by other participants, so you can read through also to understand that question from other people's perspective. So that's how you need to approach that. And once that is done, because it opens as a new tab, continue with the slides. Continue with the slides. Where there are activities, make sure you do the activities. Where there's a video, watch the video and get to understand the concept behind that. So access your videos, access your content. If you get to where there is an activity, make sure that you do the activity. The same here, we have a forum discussion. Access that forum discussion, participate in that discussion just the same way I've shown you in the other one. Up here, we have a news article. This one, if you click, it takes you to a different website. So all those links, don't ignore them. They have information. So it takes you to where there are resources depending on what that link is intended to do. So that link is intended to bring you here. So get what you're supposed to get from the link. It's saying we have news articles. So these are news articles. You can go through the news articles and from that, you'll be able to get exactly what is required in that particular section. So move to the next slide, which that is a subtopic. Move to the next one. This is a survey. Oh, let me go back here. let me go back here, do this activity, because if I don't do this, will not open some of these. I hope I did this. This one, I need to post something here so that you see it opening the next activity. So just allow me to scribble something here, because I want you to get the concept that if you don't do all the activities, it won't give you access to the next module. So let me post that one there so that I move to the next one. I move to the next one. There's no videos. These are videos. There's a forum here. I need to respond to this forum. As we said, you click on the reply there, give your response to that question that is being asked there, then click on post to forum, and it will post your response there. So I'll close that, move to the next, and you can see there's another activity here. There's a task you're supposed to do here. There's a link here, access normally, as we said, but these tasks, normally those other modules, for you to see them, they are linked to activities. So you must do the activities. So there's an activity here. I'll click on that activity, read the question, respond to that. What is your what is working well for you? What is not working well for you? You put there. How can you make it work better? You respond there. What role should different actors in the institution play? You put your response there. How does your above answers help you to define that change project? You put there, and then you put your email there as required. I'm responding to this so that we see this opening the next module, and this is what will be happening from your end. So once you do that, the system will also keep on urging you to continue by congratulating you on some of the areas that you are doing well. So you just need to confirm, thank you. It gives you some points so that you know you are doing something. So the moment you do that, I'll go back to the slide. I've done that activity. I move on to that. I move on to that. I move on to that. I hope I've not left any activity behind here. Now, this is just a figure, those figures that case study figures and all those things that were mentioned in the previous presentation. These are just PowerPoints that you need to download. These are articles that you need to read. I'm looking here. What do we have here? Project. These are guidelines. Download the change project, and then this is our last activity here, which we need to complete. So I'll click on that activity again. Sorry, this activity is currently hidden. Oh my goodness, this the activity is currently hidden. So if I come here to view the activity directly here. Okay, good. It has opened. Now, there's something here that I need to. That activity was here. I think there was just a small mishap. But for you to know whether you have done the activities, for you to know whether you have done the activities or not, this is where you come and check. If you see the activity indicating to do, it means that you have not done that activity, and you can directly click on it and do the activity from here. If that activity has not been done, you click on it and do the activity directly from here. Then it will open the other module. Now, if you look at this one, it has already expanded this other section. And because I've not gone through the slides, you can see it is indicating to do, because I've not accessed this activity. I've not accessed, I've not done this assignment, I've not responded to this forum, and I've not responded to this survey. So if you come up here and look at this activity, you'll see what I have in this other section here in the change project. What I have in the change project, sorry, let me click here, change project. You'll see all my activities are indicating done in the change project here. They're indicating done. So every activity you do, once you are done with a module, every section, you come here on the main page where we have this, you click here, you should see done, 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 for you to be able to move to the next section. And you can see, because that is done, it has opened my learning action 1. And I will do the same thing as what I've done in the change project orientation. I'll do that. I'll go through the content again. I'll do all the activities here. And once I'm done with the activities, it will again open learning action 2. Right now, you cannot access, I cannot access learning action 2 because I'm not yet done with the learning action 1. So that's what you need to do. Anytime you want to make a move, make sure you complete all the activities in the section where you are. So those sections are the modules, starting from change project, learning action 1 to learning action 5. I think that's what you need to know. The most important thing that you should know is that you cannot move from one module to the other before you complete the first module. If you find any technicalities, that's why we are here. Just in case you come across any technicality while you're accessing the content, while you're using the content, just let us know and we will sort you out. So I want to thank you for listening, and that is my presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Amkaya, for that very, very rich presentation. We now open the forum for questions, if there are any. We hope to stop this at around 3:30. It's now 3:18. You need to call it a day at 3:30, but we cannot call it a day without, if we are not with us. So let's ask questions. Let us get concerns so that we can move together. Dr. Maina, is your hand still up, or Dr. Maina? Is your hand still up?
No, not really. I had asked a question.
Okay. Then maybe you could put it down. Maybe you could put it down. Huh?
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Is there any other question? Any concern from what we have so far talked about? Any more clarifications that anyone may want to get? This is the time, please. Dr. Boniface Mwangi had asked, what is the expected completion time of the 5 modules? So the program is running for 6 months, but then the change projects are lifelong, are lifelong. But after 6 months, the 6 months began in August. So we are moving on, but the change projects are lifelong, because you will in the 6 months, you would have produced maybe a prototype, and then now that should be scaled up in other areas. So I don't know whether I've satisfied your answer, Dr. Mwangi.
Okay, that's okay. Now I'm satisfied. Maybe the other question would be, I've done the 5 modules. What is the reward? Is it a certificate? Is it a token? What is the reward?
I love your question. Yeah, Dr. Mtuma, you want to say something, or Asa, or I've seen Naniken around. Any one of us can just help in the answering the question, then I will add my voice later.
Yeah, thank you for that. I know this has been a question that has been asked over time. Yes, one, of course, Daktari is you'd be capacity build. So we see it positively by the skills that you'll gain in integrating ESD. Number two, there is a certificate at the end of this, at the end of the completion of the module. Yeah, maybe if there's something else extra, Dr. Mali can say.
Thank you. For me, the most important bit is that capacity building in matters education, sustainable development. We are very, very hopeful that as you go through all these modules, for sure you will not remain the same in terms of your delivery and in terms of you as a professional in whichever area that you are in. Apart from the certificate, which will be offered by Kenyatta University at the School of Education and Lifelong Learning, certificate in Education for Sustainable Development. And then I'm also looking at the networks that we are going to build, the community of practice. First of all, we are building community of practice from the school level, from the institution level, the country level, and then the regional level. We are also soon going to be having webinars online, which there'll be some bundles sent to you for that when we have the webinars. I don't know whether I've answered you.
Yes, you have satisfactorily.
Asante.
Thank you.
Madam Minaya also had a question. Madam Minaya, she sent on a chat here. She said, mine is not a question and not also related to what has been said, but I'm not on the general WhatsApp wall. Kindly add. Thank you, Madam Minayo. I don't know whether I have your number, because when you will send me your number through maybe your institutional leader, then now we give to whoever is in charge of the wall so that you can be on the wall. Please make sure you are on that wall, on the WhatsApp wall, because we have a Kenyan wall. I mean, a wall for Kenya, for us in Kenya, for us to be able to exchange ideas, to ask questions. Even Asa and all of us here are on that wall. So if you have any concern that relates to anything, please just post on the wall, and then the relevant officers will take it up. If it is taking too long to be acted on, then feel free to write to me in person or to write to Asa if it's an ICT related question. Asa has already funded his number on the chat, but it can still be passed again if it is required too. Catherine, we have 6 minutes to the end of this session. Catherine Silla, Madam Catherine Silla.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Daktari, for the opportunity. Mine is concerning the sessions. How have they been scheduled? Is it weekly? Is it daily? Is it monthly? So that we can be able to work around our busy schedules. Thank you.
Yes, on that, I'll say that every institution, they have a team leader. Now, like for Murang'a, we are going to appoint, to request Mr. Murungu, is here, are you around? To lead the team. And you remember that the change project has to be done collaboratively with the members of the institution. So now the team leader will organize your meetings. And also, thank you for asking that question, Madam Silla. For all your meetings, please, if you're meeting because of this program, kindly take photos and send them over. You're planning meetings, your what, send. Those are some of the evidence to show that for us to know that something is going on the ground. Of course, we shall also be calling you directly or even coming there directly to see what is going on. But please, in case of anything, send letters, document what you are doing. because as you see on the platform, most of the examples we are using South African examples, but we want after this phase now, which the content will be our content, our East African content. So we shall be having content from Uganda, from Seychelles, from Kenya, and from Kenya to be coming from your institution. So we need those meetings documented so that we shall develop stories now in our Kenyan context, put now in those action modules, so that now those who are coming in phase 2, they will not be using content from South Africa, they're using from South Africa. They'll be using content from our own region that are relevant to our region. Kama nimejibu swali yako, alikuwa anajibu swali yangu mwenyewe.
In addition, Dr. if you may allow me to go.
Yes, please go on, Dr.
Based on what, was it that Catherine? I think it's Catherine who asked that question. Yeah, the module is self-paced.
Yes.
The module is self-paced, and therefore, I don't know, Dr. Emali, maybe if participants, you can target like maybe two hours per week. I think to complete at least one module.
Yeah. Thank you, Daktari. Thank you, Daktari.
Yeah.
As you said, it's self-paced. So create time at least every week so that you can attend to the modules for us to be able to complete within up to around February to be through with this year. So thank you so much. Madam Sila, have we really satisfied you well?
Yes, thank you. I'm well answered.
Thank you. Thank you. Do you have any other, or we call it a day?
Asa has shared his number on the chat.
Yes.
Maybe members need to pick that so that in case they have issues, they can reach out directly for the technical.
Asa's number, maybe I can read for those who are not able to reach the chat, 0723 654 675. And he's saying for any technical assistance in terms of the LMS, technical support. The number again, I repeat, 0723 654 675. So please don't get stuck. Don't get stuck. There are so many avenues of communicating. Use the LMS, the WhatsApp group that you all of us will be, are going to belong to. If you are not yet there already from this evening, or you can write to me direct. My number is 0722 569 925, or talk to your team leader in your various institutions, and then let us move together towards the achievement of the objectives of the program. We are depending on you because you are on the ground in that institution. It's you who understand the context of the institution and the kind of change project that you may want to come up with that supports ESD, and particularly so SDG 4.7. If you go through the change project, there are various examples that have been given, that have been done elsewhere. You can see how to go about it, depending on your own context. So if there are no more questions, please request Madam Maureen to pray for us as we call it a day.
Let us pray. Father in heaven, thank you for the gift of life and love that you've given us. Thank you for taking us through this session we've had. As we depart to our various stations, help us so that we may implement it and we may be able to bring about sustainable education in our institutions. Be with us, guide us, and bless us. For this we pray, trusting and believing in Jesus' name. Amen.
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 So thank you so much for your time. We are going to engage further online through WhatsApp, through the LMS. I wish you all of us well. Good afternoon.
Thank you.